This is definitely just coffee because no one gives a fuck about like spilling tea. But today is just the day I woke up. I felt moved. I felt so moved to record a talk with you with Devon. And how are you doing? I'm working on my texting platform because for some reason I just became a web developer yesterday. So, hey, welcome to Talk With You with Devon. You might be getting a text from me at some point. I apologize. I think I might have found a route through which to build my business, and I felt it necessary to come to you today because there are so many headlines out there, and I just wanted to give my take on politics because I feel like Donald Trump should be acquitted, or not acquitted. Oh my God, why did I just say that? No, he should not be acquitted. He should definitely be convicted. And he actually is not legitimate. I don't consider him a legitimate president, considering the facts. Considering the fact that he has been allowed to get away with so much, and this impeachment trial is just more evidence to that fact. I believe that this whole whistleblower, first of all, the whistleblower apparently has been identified, but I actually believe the true whistleblower is Ukraine. Let's just start there. I said this to my coworker the other day. She was like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. Of course it makes so much fucking sense. Ukraine was promised money. We didn't give it to them, so all he had to do was tell them they dumbasses. I have to drink coffee, but because it'll come to me as I drink this. But Ukraine is the whistleblower, and not the legal one, because they're not a citizen, so they can't be the whistleblower, like literally. But Ukraine is the whistleblower, because anybody knows the strength of our government is, I thought it was like creamer on my lips or something, because sometimes I drink fake creamer and that fake creamer be on my lip, and I'll be pissed, because I'll be like, ooh, what's this? Like, it's chewy. And it's oat milk. I don't even know why I'm acting like it's fake creamer, because it's definitely not even cream. It's not even milk. It's not even close to milk. It's oat milk, which is great. Oh my God, let me show you my Chobani. Let me show you the Chobani. I'm in my kitchen. I found this at the grocery store the other day. I was very pleased. It's organic, I believe, too. And it's wet because I just shook it up. And I can never get the cap on these things. I always freaking get it. It always splashes out. But basically, it's oat milk. I always wanted to drink oat milk anyway, and I was just going to make my own because I was like, this is so fucking stupid. Almond milk is like 99% water. It's like the only reason why I drink it is because I can't drink milk, dairy, or cow's milk. But I just eat hella cereal, and I love milk, and I can't drink it, and I wish I could, and this is my cereal. So I'm not eating this for breakfast because I can't eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. Every day I try. I have to choose one. My stomach only can take one or the other. So today I'm taking coffee. The other day I chose cereal and a little bit of coffee because I'm a coffee addict. But I was pissed that I ate cereal because I couldn't have more coffee. Because I'm a coffee addict, so I choose coffee. Duh. I don't choose food. It's just like an alcoholic chooses alcohol over food. Or a heroin addict chooses heroin over food. But anyway, I've been a little bit worried about politics lately because I feel like people are getting a misconception about what to kind of believe or whatever it is. So if you're listening to me, I'm gonna give it to you how I see it. I've been a registered Democrat since I've been voting, but only because I've been watching Rachel Maddow since Obama. So like my first election was Obama in 2008. I think I turned 18. 07, I don't know. But my camera, the iPhone 13 or whatever the fuck this is, whatever the hell that just happened, I don't know what's going on. But it's the camera's doing something. But it's something with the edges. I think it took edges off. I don't know. Take the edge off, girl. But this election has a lot of people worried. I don't know, because the constitutional scholars during the impeachment hearing in the House of Representatives. So let's actually start, if you don't know what I'm talking about. The President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, because I had to make that very clear in the thing. He has been laundering my money pretty much for the entirety of his life, because he can't manage money. He was born in, and this is the narrative, like New York Times-esque, because this is all I care about. Because I don't really care, because it's more like my feelings are hurt, because like you're playing with my country, like this is not cool. Like I don't care what the fucking truth is, get your fucking ass out of here. At this point, it don't matter. You ruined everything. You're a fucking asshole and you ruined everything. And like the children will know what to do, hopefully in the next few decades. Or they're going to use it as a fucking excuse to for bad behavior. Like all we're doing is teaching future generations how to fucking act. Like what the, god damn it, but whatever. I'm gonna be dead, whatever. But basically Donald Trump was given every fucking thing in his life. I mean, and that's fine. I was given everything too. Just not of monetary value, but like of everything else. I wasn't raised in a barn. I didn't, like I had privileges and whatever too. So it is what it is. I plan on having abundance anyway. Like you see this shirt, Paisley bitch, like abundance. But you just gotta dress smart, look abundance. But he was given everything, never had to work for nothing, like most people in this country. It's a privilege. It's like, why are you trying to destroy our privilege? Like, most people have this kind of life. Like, please. And that's why I voted for Hillary, because I'm one of those black people that, I guess, benefit, I don't know. In some odd way, we benefit. So I just wanted to maintain the status quo of what we had right in 2016. That was my reason for voting for Hillary versus Trump. I'm like, my taxes though, the rules of employment, like there's just small things that my life, this is Obama enhanced, because I work for a government entity. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's the only reason why I voted for, and voted in that way, because I work for a government entity. If I worked for a steel manufacturer, I guess I'd vote for some other way. But basically, Donald Trump's been giving everything. He's been given everything in his life. And, of course, he fucked up. So like most rich kids, or I would liken him to a pastor's child. And, where you have everything, everything, yet you choose to do the opposite. I've seen it many, many times. That's why I'm so glad I'm not a pastor's child. I just grew up observing them. Anyway, he chose to do the opposite. Terrible student. 5 wives, the whole shebang. Cocaine, like he was a Democrat, a whole racist, a whole slumlord, a whole extra everything that you could classify him. He owned it, basically. He owned his notorious reputation, and he became very famous. He made his brand very noteworthy and illustrious, the Trump brand, but it was like cheap. Everybody knew it was fake. It was a facade. It was all propped up on finance and stuff like that. The finances of or the success of the financial sector during that time, it was all propped up on lies and credit and shit like that. And the presence of the Lord is here. Hello, who's texting me? Happy birthday, babe. But anyway, that's not for me. That's for a Facebook Messenger chat group that I'm banned from, but I refuse to leave. My friend's try to cut me off. Like, bitch, no, you're not cutting me off. Sorry. Like, we're still friends. Like, what? We're friends. But no, my friends, they'll understand. They understand me. It's fine. That's why they try to cut me off and they can't. Anyway, it's not my birthday, and that text message was for somebody else, and that's why we're not going to dwell on it, because we're going to get back on topic. And Donald Trump's dumbass, I liked him at one point in time. He used to have the show The Apprentice, and I thought it was really cool. I think that's probably why I chose a business major over a communications major, because I was advised against going into communications, even though I should have definitely been doing this since 2006. I had a MacBook since 2006. I've had a MacBook. My dumbass worked at Arby's. I only had $600, but I only had $1,000, but my mom gave me the $600, or I only had $600 and my mom gave me the $1,000. But I bought a MacBook, didn't know what to do with it. I didn't even have internet. We had internet. We didn't have wireless. It wasn't like mainstream yet. You still had Ethernet and shit. In 2006, it was very common. Because cell phones, I didn't even have a cell phone. Like, it was like crazy. But it was like a wild time. Like, what a time to be alive. And that's why now, like, I have the latest phone. I have the latest everything. Because I'm like, there was a point in time, and I'm not bored ever. There was a point in time when I was always bored. Like, what am I going to do now? Like, oh my God. And now I'm never bored. But anyway, during that time, I had a MacBook, and I went into business school, and I should have went into like design. I'm so pissed, but no, I'm actually great. I'm very grateful, because I couldn't work corporate, because that would have led me to a corporate route, because I would have felt compelled to have a good job, and then I would have had to go corporate, and then I would have had to I probably would have had a mental breakdown by now. And I did that like 10 years ago. Like, I got that done early. But anyway, I went to business school because The Apprentice was on at that time, and I think it influenced me. I just realized that right now. Like, I don't never examine that deep down or anything. And it was a good time. I love business school. It was super easy. And not easy like, oh, that's an easy A. Like, it was easy like it did not use any brain cells that I didn't already have. And as opposed to like a doctor or an engineer where you go learn something new, like you learn something new. I just learned that like how to get a job. And I was already a lightweight workaholic. I'm already lightweight workaholic. I literally have to take myself, I have to stop everything before I give myself a heart attack. Because I won't learn. And I put more pressure on myself than I need to, and I can just call off. Your heart health, though. Anyway, and you're 31, like I'm 31 and my heart health is like questionable. But when it should be perfect. But it's my fault. It's fine. It's completely my fault. But Donald Trump, and I don't care if you don't want to watch it. I don't care. If the duration of this video, the average duration is 1 minute and 45 seconds. I mean, thank you for staying around. It's 14 minutes in, and I haven't even gotten on topic yet. But we're just walking through, kind of how Donald Trump has always been a fuck up, and he just got caught. But that's the purpose of today's episode. So he's always been a fuck up. Always have money. Drugs. He looked sweaty. He looked like he was doing cocaine. His whole nasal cavity looked like it's like scaffolded. It's like it's kept up with scaffolding or something, like toothpicks in there. I don't know. But he tries to run for president. Sorry if my booty's out. He tries to run for president. He loses to Obama. Not to Obama, but he didn't even it starts done. So the cheater he is. So no, I'm jumping. So let's go. And I got stir. I used to have coconut. I used to have cashew cream. Cashew creamer. It would be at the bottom of this thing, but it was good though. Coconut oil. He becomes a birther. He becomes the main girl that's like, Obama's not a girl. Obama's not a U.S. girl. She's a Muslim girl. Like, she's an Arab girl. She's an Arab princess. Like, what do you mean? Like, Aladdin. Like, no, girl. So Donald Trump went on this crusade to call Obama a Muslim because he was mad that his white ass lost in 2006 or whatever the hell, or 8, I don't know, 7. Because it was only the primary then. And he went on a crusade and it stuck. And then Obama won. And then he could like keep going. And then so he became this huge birther. Obama released like 50 million birth certificates. I mean, long form, short form, copies, digital copy, DVD, like USB drive. Like, they gave him so much proof that he was an American. Because he just kept getting more popular because white people were big mad and everybody realized that they were mad, but they didn't realize that they were this mad to today. Like, they're still mad. Like, oh my God, like Obama. Like, that's why they still name him every time every time there's a question, they say Hillary Clinton first. Like, you can tell, it's so weird. It's so weird, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Because God don't like ugly. So, he becomes a birther, and he's just like stoking the fire, the flames of the fire. I don't know why I couldn't get that out. I could say it, but I wasn't sure if it was the right word. Like, that's what my problem was. But he's stoking the racism flames of the fire, and nobody realizes. I mean, they do, but they don't really acknowledge it until like all the way up until when he wins the nomination. But all this time, up until him winning the presidential election, and this is where the New York Times comes in, because the New York Times does really good reporting right in this sector of his life, because all that time, he's building towers, he's having TV shows, he's doing this, he's out here in Moscow, he's out here in Belarus, he's out here in Turkey. Oh, I think that's still Belarus. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anywhere there's a Trump tower, he's building it. But he's been a fuck up though. So either he's just like a really good. Oh, there's lines on there. I was like, is my screen broken? Like, what the hell? It's like little hairlines. So I can be. It knows that I'm making a video and it wants me to be in frame. It's giving me little grid lines. Anyway, am I in frame? Yes, I am, because it's the 3. It's the 3. It's the law of 3, girl. But yeah, actually, let's get the law of 3 going up in here. But isn't this the optimal angle? Anyway. Oh shit, I forgot what I was talking about. Nomination. Oh, he's a fuck up. So he's been a fuck up for so long. He has terrible credit. He has went bankrupt. He has all this money, and that's why, because he can underwrite himself. So he could do all these projects and stuff, and he could underwrite himself, and he could fund his own business. He could bootstrap his own businesses, and they would fail. But he would get loans, because at the time, the financial sector was being propped up with credit, and everybody was lying. And now we know everybody was lying now, because the economy crashed. Everybody was lying, and that's what's going to happen. Like, if Donald Trump loses the election, these white dudes at the top that have all this money are going to let the economy crash again. That's what's gonna happen. Fuck you. Fuck all y'all bitches. Like, y'all did this shit on purpose. Y'all did it. Y'all keep doing this shit on purpose, and we know it. Now we know it. Anyway, credit's trash. Credit in the United States is trash. Credit across the world is trash. You keep starting and stopping towers. Like, you don't just this is not a hotel. This is a skyscraper. You keep starting to stop in skyscrapers, and people are like, what's going on? We thought you were going to build a tower. And he was like, psych, no, we're not going to build no tower no more. So how was he building those towers? Why was he building those towers? What was going on? So the New York Times, lo and behold, fast forward to like recently, the New York Times found all these people at this bank called Deutsche Bank that's in trouble, like right now. And they're probably, the case is settled or whatever it is. They were giving Donald Trump millions and billions of dollars of money. I don't know exactly how much. And this is all federal filings. This is all public knowledge. They were giving him millions of dollars for... Why? You have a credit score? No? Okay. Your name is Trump? Oh, your name is Trump? You have a bad reputation. You're a fuck up. We've known that you're a drug addict. You be sniffing shit in the bathroom and shit. Like, no, girl, you can't alone. Oh, somebody from upstairs has said, give him another $30 million. So, who are those people upstairs? Those people upstairs that were giving Donald Trump all these millions and billions of dollars to build all this shit and actually not build it. Because he never actually built very much. The stuff he built was in the United States, is probably here for the majority of it. But he was starting to stop these projects for no reason. And the whole reason now that's come down, and you can verify all this in the New York Times. And if you don't trust the New York Times, which I realize a lot of people don't trust the New York Times. I used to work for like a school paper at least. And it's just like a bunch of people with a lot of feelings. So if they say something wrong, it's just because like they're just probably, it's a circle jerk. So it's like, let them do it. But generally it's okay. Like the editorial board is like whatever, but the journalism part, there are rules and regulations to do that shit. Not really, but that's how journalists, they govern themselves, and that's their business is based on trust. So I mean, whatever, girl. And but it was all these Russian people, these Russian oligarchs. They were all linked to Russia in some way. The Russian government, Deutsche Bank, all that shit, the whole name, everything. I think Deutsche Bank is a German name, but it was like a Russian, everybody up in there was Russian. Like, hello, como se llamas, Russians? But, but anyway, it ended up being Russian mob money. It was all these people connected, and then like crimes across the world. Like they connected all these crimes. I don't know, like murders and shit. Like, girl, if you don't murder me, girl, you see this corner is all I got. I don't got nothing to take her. But no, I got like a bedroom and a front room and a bathroom, and that's fine. But anyway, it ended up being Russian mob money, and then it kind of clicked. Like, oh my God, like Donald Trump. They were basically taking all this crime money, all this opiate money and shit, and all these mobs were like, how are we going to launder this money? we got like billions of dollars. Like, what are we about to do? We got like hard cold cash. Let's give it to Donald Trump's dumbass to waste it. But like, he didn't waste all of it. He would like pay people. So I'm sure like contractors were getting paid, people were getting paid money to do no work. That's how he laundered it. But it's international crime, so it's like a lot going on. And he's the president, so it's like the Justice Department works for the president. That's why you didn't hear nothing about it. That's why nobody gives a fuck, because the Justice Department works at the pleasure of the president. And that's what I heard in the impeachment. That's what clicked for me. And that's why I was like, oh my God, you crazed the whistleblower. Because they want their money. They wanted their money and they got it. And they got it in a fairly short period of time after it was withheld. But the gag about all of that is that is the last law that Richard Nixon wrote. Was this law that Donald Trump broke. That is like getting him in trouble. It's the last law that Richard Nixon signed, and it's a gag. It's like, of course, it's the irony of it. And so the impeachment, the purpose of it is to let Congress do its job, because everybody and their mama work for Donald Trump. The only people that can punish Donald Trump is Congress. That's the whole purpose of it. There is no cop. There was no judge. There was nobody. He's at the top. That's what a high crime and misdemeanor means. It don't mean he was high. It don't mean because he the president, he commits like these like crimes against humanity. No, it's not a higher crime than anything else. It's just because of his office is high. He has the highest office. So anything he does criminally is a high crime. And that's all that means. That's what the constitutional people said at the impeachment hearing. So the impeachment hearing happens in two parts. You got the impeachment hearing and you have the trial, the Senate part. There's the House and the Senate. The Congress is broken in two parts. So there's two parts for everything. Everything gets in two parts. And we elect those people to go and do their job. And we elect people to go. So like, what is the purpose of a Congress? Like, what is their purpose? Their job is to go to Washington and make sure the government is the government. So the lights is on, the food is being made, all the shit that we do, the government is just a bunch of all of us waking up every day and agreeing to go work and like go be people. So like imagine if you think of it as your city, it's just everybody wakes up every day and it's like, okay, it's time to do our thing. It's time to go press that button. It's time to go pull that lever. And that's our city. Like that's how it works. And everybody has to do that every day. And somebody has to be the leader. And that's what we've chosen as our government. And there's money and da-da-da. And so their job is to go and make sure that this happens every day and make sure that we're safe and that everything works in order. And it's not perfect. It is what it is. But because the president is the commander in chief, he commands everybody with power down his little lane. The judges are somebody else, but he appoints judges. And Congress control, like we've chosen a form of government that he chooses governments and the Congress confirms them, but basically they all work for the president at the end of the day. And the only people that don't work for the president is the Congress. And that's written in the Constitution. So the Congress has the right and has the duty to make sure that the president is doing what he said he was going to do. Basically, we gave the man a grant. You said you was going to go fix our country. Go fix it. If you don't fix it, then we're going to pull your grant. And basically, we're about to pull his grant, but it's wrapped up in criminal activity. So it's like, this is serious. So the House was flipped in 2018 because all the people in the United States wanted an impeachment hearing. So the Congress had to hold an impeachment hearing. That was one of the biggest referendums. A referendum is like a requirement. Like that's what we fucking voted for your ass for. Go do it, damn it. And if you don't, you get voted out. We're gonna vote somebody in. And we're gonna keep doing it until it's done right. But basically, they wanted Donald Trump out, but we couldn't flip the Senate. That was our biggest thing. If we could flip the Senate, this would be done. Like Donald Trump would be out of here. But we would have Nancy Pelosi as the president. Like nobody has ever said that. Like Mike Pence knew everything too. Like Mike Pence is not in the free and clear either. But the impeachment happened. So enough Congress people. So on the House side, they voted, they believe that the president should be recommended for removal of office because he used his power to break the law. You cannot break the law. You can't withhold money. You can't break Richard Nixon's last law that he signed. You can't break that one. You can't break any laws. You can't do anything wrong. There was a reason why Obama was never impeached because he didn't do nothing wrong. If you don't do nothing wrong, we can't impeach you for nothing. We can't impeach you for nothing. But they found like so much evidence, and because you were a fuck up your whole life, you didn't even know you were doing wrong. That's what people's argument is, that he's just his nature, just a guy. But no, he's been a fuck up his whole life, and this is how he fixes himself. He fixes himself by cheating and lying and laundering and da 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 and blah blah blah. But it ain't gonna fly because you're in the highest office in the land. And the only reason why your ass is probably gonna stay in office is because these Republicans about to lose. And they gotta remain in power somehow. And Donald Trump's the biggest, best cheater ever in the world. So he gonna be able to cheat and hopefully not stay in office, but at least like keep some Republicans in office. And all the rules and regulations, there's a lot at stake. There's just a lot of rules and regulations that have been taken away, relaxed a little bit, but they're coming back. And like the Civil Rights Act, and like we're breaking up Facebook. Like I can't wait for us to take this government back because there's going to be law and order, and nobody's going to be able to change it. The Republicans almost had all the legislatures. That's where they fucked up at. That's where they fucked up, is Donald Trump fucked up. Their actual goal was to change the Constitution, which you need all the legislatures in the United States to agree. 100%. Guess who almost had 100%? Every legislature, every state government and local government was almost all Republican. And they almost had the ability to change the Constitution. Handmaid's Tale style bullshit. They almost had it and they lost. They lost. Because God don't like ugly, and neither do we. But I forgot what I was talking about. But basically, Donald Trump, he deserves to be impeached. He deserves to be removed from office because he's been a fuck up all his life, and he never should have gotten there anyway. His whole election was funded by him. But he has been funded only by Russian mob money, laundered through Deutsche Bank. So, I don't know. Nothing is legitimate. Nothing is legitimate. And he needs to be investigated, and nobody can investigate him because everybody works for him, and he can fire anybody basically at will, and they're proving it. They're making it true every day that they don't punish him. They're allowing him to abuse his power, and it's not okay. And that's fine. If they want to come kill me, what only killed me made me stronger. Yeah, please come kill me so I can live my best life. Like, I'm just waiting. Oh, God, just for the glory to come, just to go to glory. But anyway, who will beat Donald Trump the best? Definitely not Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders, I believe, is wrapped up in all of this too. Unfortunately, his petty spirit is coming out. I feel like Bernie Sanders is the same brand as Donald Trump, but just like the billionaires and millionaires side of it, he stokes the fears of other people. But that's not sustainable, honestly. I would like a more socialized government, not under Bernie Sanders and not under Elizabeth Warren. Honestly, I'd like the same government. No, I would like the same government because I would like us to try to fix what we got. Honestly, the grass is green where you water it, to be perfectly fucking honest. I know that for a fucking fact. It don't matter what you do. You can change whatever you want. Like, the only thing that makes me better today is this hat, because I think it does, because I got my granddaddy hairline on today. But you can try to change anything you want, but everything starts from within, and we haven't even began to even address the issues that are wrong with what we currently have. And I mean, everybody's life would improve if we just stopped and made a more equitable planet. That's why I voted for Hillary. Not that she has to do with anything with equity, but at least it was on the right track. It's better than this bullshit that y'all voted for. I'm just astounded. I get in my feelings when I think about Donald Trump, because it happened all so fast at a point in my life where I just don't want to revisit. And I've made so many strides. And I'm probably gonna vote for Joe Biden because all black guys like Joe Biden. I don't know why. Yeah, it just seems like a logical choice. Let's get Donald Trump out of here. Joe Biden is positioned. Joe Biden knows what the fuck he's doing. That's why I'm voting for Joe Biden. Like, I don't want nobody that is a mayor. I don't want nobody that is a fucking newbie or businessman, I could do Michael Bloomberg because he's a billionaire. I like his anti-corruption stance on the whole thing, but I hate stop and frisk. It's just such a double-edged sword. But Joe Biden seems like the best choice for me because he knows how to fix the foreign policy part that we just fucked up. Like, we need some diplomacy. We've lost so many allies. Oh my God. But we need foreign policy fixed. Our diplomacy has been decimated. Like, I think that was the goal of the Russian influence, was to destroy our reputation. Not that it's destroyed or has the ability to be destroyed by Donald Trump, because as I said earlier, we agree to wake up every day, to do this thing we call America, whatever the fuck we call it, and enough people get up and agree. So until that happens, until the opposite happens, where people are like, you know what, socialism, or whatever the fuck. And not to say this socialism is bad. I have a lot of Marxist friends. They're fine. Their ideas work. It's just, they're all theories. Everything is a theory. This was a theory too. It just happens to be playing out in real time, unfortunately. But who are you going to vote for? You go ahead and share it. It's okay. Because if you vote for Trump, I'm going to know anyway. Because I'm going to feel it in my spirit. Because you're going to have a shifty eyes. So just like the people at work, like I know everybody that voted for everybody because y'all were outed by your coworkers before I got there. The people that observe you,